Let's talk the Summoner Sigil, shall we? The new improved Summoner Sigil that will be coming towards the latter point of the month. In this video, we're going to do a little bit of an assessment and go over just some quick reactions to things. Some things when it comes to compensation and is it good or bad. I'll be, hopefully by the end of the week, have a more detailed spreadsheet together that looks at more on the value, what you get over the course of the year. But in this video, we're going to be assessing a lot of what is changing with it and what is a benefit. Because on the face of it, there's actually a lot of really positive things the Kabam are doing with it. The first thing to note is that it is going to be launched on January 27th and there's a price of $9.99, which is unchanged. And also, if you buy in the web store, you're going to get a little bit more of a perk. What Kabam are doing is they're saying to you that the money that Google and Apple make, it'd probably be better for them to make off of the web store as opposed to through those greedy entities that let's just say choke a lot of the games developers when it comes to putting anything on their sites and their app store. Now, there are things that I'm very happy that people that buy this are going to get, because it's all about getting value for money, and there's not a lot of things in game that give you value for money. This will be that. However, there's things that I don't like, and especially as somebody that doesn't spend on the game and hasn't done for many years, there are some things here, including the Arena Express mode, that I'm still unhappy that is behind this sort of paywall. There are things that are also the inventory capacity being increased. As a lot of you know, in game, you can of course grab the sigil if you want, but we do have a new leveling system that has come in. So for those that are non-spending players, you're not really going to get the benefits of having an increased capacity for your inventory until later on in the year, which is slightly sad and a bit disappointing, because when it comes to doing endgame content, well, let's face it, we're probably going to be having at some point this year holding a large amount of revives and health potions, providing Kabam are allowing some of these extra holdings, which, well, now it looks like there's a few more of them that have been confirmed of what they actually are, because now the placeholders have gone, and now you can see it's not to do with items, is it? It's to do with catalysts and ISOs and stuff. That's the thing that really kind of like annoys me with this one. Like, it's all like their ISO this and tier 5 catalyst there. It's not like revives or health potions, which is pretty disappointing. For free-to-play players, they're going to have to hope that the levels going past level 66 are going to be those beneficial kind of like, oh, hold more revives and health potions. And it's even more of a benefit when it comes to the sigil, because of the extent of bonus to boost of attack and health. Of course, depends on the different type of story quests, and also the boost in resource acquisition. So I don't know if that means you get more gold, battle chips and whatnot. Those things that I would have loved to have seen for anybody, really. Maybe in special events for everybody to have access to, as opposed to it being like, you know, for non-spending. So yeah, for non-spending and of course for spending at the same time. Energy recharge, I think that's a normal thing that's been taken over from one to the other. And the XP boost acquisition, I don't know if that's going to be the golden one. We've seen it in the quest that's on at the moment, the solo event, sorry, for people that spend on the sigil. So will that be something that we'll see ongoing, but that will be it. I'm also not 100% sure if this is a Valiant-based thing, the Golden XP, Super XP, Refined XP, whatever Kabam are calling it at the moment. Either way, there is good value, and that's the facts, right? There's an exclusive title, Summoner Supreme, and I think that's really it that's of note. But what is the big of note thing? And that's unit acquisition. So at the moment, as part of the test of Valiant or test of whatever, you get to get 75 units per time. And 75 units times 52 weeks of a year is 3,900 units. What Kabam are saying with this is that on the monthly sigil, you'll receive 300 units with these sigil credits, which we'll talk about in a minute. Now, that's very different, because just by doing the math of it, that is a lot less, because that's based on a per month type thing, as opposed to how much you get per year. That is a 300 unit dip. Where can you top up that units? Well, if you buy from the web store, it's actually a lot more. So if you pick that up on a monthly basis, instead from the web store version, it's 375 times 12, which gets you 4,500 units already off the bat. So you make gains by going through the web store. So do not, in January, later on in this month, buy from in-game. Go to the web store to go get it, because that'll be the best place in order to grab it. So there's other things we're going to get to in a minute, but I want to stick onto the subject of units. All progressions get, as part of a weekly bundle, an additional 20 units. What this does is it adds an additional 1,040 units that you can get. So we have that figure of 4,500. We plus the 1,040 to that one, and you get 5,540 units for your troubles, for buying at $9.99 for 12 months of the year. That's really good when you think about it. And by the way, I'm not advertising for this. Make your own decision. Do you want it? You can buy it if you want. If you don't want to buy it, I'm not buying it. So don't buy it, right? It's your choice. Anyway, that rounded down is around about $170 to possibly top end $180 in order to purchase, depending on where you buy it from, because the web store is going to be different to the in-game store, blah, 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 piddly crap. So you get the idea, right? You get the idea with that. It's a lot of units. It's relatively good value in the scheme of things. You just have to be proactive with it. That covers the unit side of things, the value of the units. There's other things to it as well. If we go back up here to the access to the Sigil store. And one thing that I did note that I thought that was quite good is acquisition of revives and health potions. Because you could be like this. Hang on a minute, I can't hold a load of revives and health potions. They will expire. I've got the Summoner Sigil. Great. I can hold a ton of that resource in my inventory cap being increased. Great. What else can you do with that? Well, you can hoard your credits, your Sigil credits, right? You can then take your Sigil credits and you can buy stuff. That thing that you can buy could be revives and health potions. Yes, there isn't a huge amount there, so you could get like a load of level 2 revives for 5. So that would be taking, say, your 75 that you get there and how many you earn on a monthly basis. You take 75 divided by 5 is 15. Okay, so you could have 15 extra revives that haven't entered your cap, your inventory cap. They're just there to buy whenever you want, and they're not costing you units in the process. That I think can be quite good, and it kind of goes a bit further and beyond with what Kabam have got on at the moment. So if you go to your store, you go to your Black ISO market, yes, there are items that you could buy, but is there anything when it comes to a revive? I don't think so. It definitely doesn't look like it with it. So at least you've got that, and that's an extra special thing. That's nice about this. There's of course other things as well that are going to be beneficial for you, and that, you know, primordial dust's in there. Nice. There's a lot of like really nice items as well, and you can make a decision if you want to get a 7-star Nexus from it. But a lot of players, I definitely know towards the top end of the community, are like, well, they don't really need that, but this at least serves a bit of a value to go, right, well, I won't spend units, I'm going to spend my Sigil tokens on getting the revives, especially if you don't want to get a 7-star Scarlet Witch Sigil, which, let's face it, a lot of people would want to get that from a collection perspective. There is the limits. I want to say, is it limits? Almost some days, isn't it? There are purchase limits. Sorry, I forgot to mention that. That's one thing that is a slight issue with that. As much as I'm going like, oh great, you can pick up a load of revives and health potions, there is limits. So apologies. That's me speaking too soon on that one. Yeah, that's disappointing. All the purchase limits are 1, by the way. So you can get great. I can get a level team revive. You get 2 revives within there. So hey. Sorry, I did jump the gun a little bit there, but at least you get 2. You can pick up 2 revives. That's pretty darn nice, to be fair with that. Also on a weekly basis, and just confirming what I said a moment ago about refined XP, 1,800 refined XP for Valiant players. I think that might be the store at the solo event at the moment, but they've kind of like flooded it into there. They're just moving stuff about. They are adding more value in places to stuff, but you know, take it or leave it with stuff like that. Annoying as well because a lot of stuff like embers are there as well, so a lot of the relic items are located there, so free to play are kind of, yeah, we're lacking in trying to get some stuff, I must admit, but hey, what can you do? It's Kabam, it's MCOC, it's the same stuff every year, but we go along with it, don't we? We struggle through, and that's to be commended. Anyway, 7-star signature stones have entered into the black item market. So that's good. At least you can acquire some of that. Purchase limit of 8, and that's rotating on 20 days, 28 days. So that's based on like a monthly basis. This rotates. So that's all right. At least you can access that. Annoying as well. There's items that are, when Command was saying about, oh, we're going to move some stuff around, that you can access certain stuff. Like, were they referring to like it's all going into the budget for Summoner Sigil? That's always my concern with it. Anyway, you do get a trade in with stuff, and that's interesting. 100,000 5-star relic shards for what is 8 6-star relics. Okay, so there's some trade-ins here for those that have got like a plethora of them. If you do a lot of battlegrounds, so options, I guess. And you can trade in 150. What? Progression unlocked. 150,000 6-star shards. For, would that be 1? Yes, it's 1. Sorry, I'm looking at the wrong thing about the numbers of purchase and what you get back from it, or how it works. So it's 100,000. I don't know the trade in, but this is very good. Sorry, I looked at the wrong thing. 100,000 5-star relic shards for 1. Is it for 1? Progression unlock. I guess the progression is based on Valiant being 8, and then anything below you are like Valiant 8, Paragon 7, Thronebreaker 6, but then is that not? No, Valiant must be 9 then, unless there's a new progression coming in. Things, interesting game. I mean, they could just put Valiant, Paragon, and whatever, but Anyway, story quest champion boost. Subscribers will receive a boost to champion attack by 30%. Oh god, that's for acts 1 to 6. That is massive for new players, right? That is massive for new players. 30% attack and health. That'll help you out, get through some stuff. And the boost is stackable with other attack, health, and champion boosts. Sorting you out. Resource boost. Subscribers can earn more gold, glory, artifacts, and trophy tokens. That's interesting that it's not battle chips. Interesting it's not battle chips. However, would it make much sense if the fact that you could go into and do arena like 10 times faster than... it's not 10 times, but like 2 times faster than most other people. Fast energy recharge. 6 minutes to 5 minutes per energy. Okay, well, I think we know about that. XP boost. Nothing when it comes to refined, one. Subscribers will have their inventory capacity 25%, catalyst, ISO, and select items. Current exceptions will still apply. Yeah, the arena express mode, annoyed about that, but Kabam won't give it out for free. Remove sigil features, the golden circle, everyone's getting that one. Yay, I guess. The rewards have been relocated, as we've seen. 4-star Scarlet Witch purchase will be greatly reduced in a new Sigil Store. And a compensation plan. As compensation players will receive rewards based on the number of remaining days of Summoner Sigil access as they have transition. All players will be compensated based on the number of units and Sigil credits available to test of the Valiant solo event. Additionally, will be converted. So if you had pre-purchased a lot of Sigil, then you will take home a lot of units and a lot when it comes to Sigil credits. So you'll be able to buy a lot of things. Look at all that. Yeah, if you're as far down as 6,000, 571, which is like nearly 2 years, not completely, but nearly 6,000 units. So you'll get a little bit of unit compensation. Very interesting. That was for a very interesting read. I'm going to do a bit more dissection on totals for it because this is all about looking at what Kabam are offering. On the face of it, it is good. Like what they're offering is good and the value is there. The question will always be, do you feel like you want to spend if you haven't spent before? And those that have wanted to get a sigil, are you happy to continue your spend based on this one? But it's very exciting. Nevertheless, I'm not spending in this game. And that is just to continue my personal challenge of, trying to keep up to date with everybody in a non-spending standpoint, especially now that I am a free man and I can now focus my attention on this channel, my other channel, some other projects that I've got on, and live stream. Oh, and also play the game a bit more, which I am at the moment on my second Necropolis Carinas run, and I am I've had enough of that. I really have, but you got to do what you got to do as a non-spending player, don't you? Anyway, thanks for watching. See you all in the next one. Bye bye for now.